Yeah, I'm smoking dope right there.
Hola, soy Marco Antonio Barrera.
Hey, this is Stacy Stalo Real, the IBF Featherweight World Champion.
Two-time world champion Randall Bailey.
Estás viendo
You're watching
boxeo.
Boxing During Dinner.
Yeah, now getting hit by boxing during dinner. Bang.
And welcome to Boxing During Dinner, episode
16.
See, now we got more hands. I wish I had more hands.
We're gonna need more when we get up to how many we got? 30 here.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of hands tonight.
Every
But
10 episodes.
even we have a great show. We have a two-time world champion on the show. We'll tell you who it is in a second, or you'll recognize him right away.
Oh yeah.
And we also got our model, Barbie. Barbie is from Venezuela, but she lives in Miami now. That's why she's here. We're from the 305.
Yeah, no, it was a good transplant. Good decision to come to South Florida.
And also, we got a food sponsor tonight, The Joint, on US 1, and Carol is gonna tell us about it.
Yes, this place, it's called The Joint. So thank you guys for our dinner tonight.
Yes.
Also, letting you know it's in Pinecrest, so if you're in the area, great place to go eat. And on Tuesday nights, if you have nothing to do, ladies, it is free for you, and it's karaoke night. So if you could sing, or really if you
like
can't
karaoke.
sing,
So guys, that means if you're looking for drunk girls on Tuesday nights, take a trip over to The Joint.
That like to sing.
Yeah.
And even if you have something to do, just go. They got good food. They
it's awesome.
I've had their food. I've had their drinks over there. It's a good spot.
They did something that I'm really happy about, which is put cranberries in a salad. A lot of people don't do this. I love cranberries.
I love
they're really
cranberry
good
in a
for you, too.
salad as well.
Yeah.
I don't eat salad.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
So we got lots to talk about before we get to our guests. But Victor Cayo and Lamont Peterson, you're impressed with Peterson.
I am, and our guest tonight is not. But again, a lot of it depends on the opposition. But I thought Peterson sat down on his punches a little bit more than he usually does. He's I guess you could say a slick boxer, but he usually will avoid trading. Maybe outside of the Victor Ortiz fight, you could say he started to step up in the way he was willing to trade. But a 12th round knockout against Cayo, who has typically been I for the most part.
I saw Cayo got tagged by Julio Diaz when they fought, and he almost got dropped.
Yeah, well,
and Julio Diaz is like 57 years old. So and another fight. Everybody loves Canelo Alvarez. I mean, for the most part. I mean, I'm still doubtful, but a lot of people love him. Mexico's developing the next Canelo Alvarez already. He was on Telemundo, Dante Hardon. The guy hits hard, but he fought some guy that had just literally gotten out of drug rehab.
Wow, that's a hell of a storyline.
And in the interview that Telemundo did leading up to the fight, the guy couldn't even get a sentence across. So, I mean, he was a sacrificial lamb, but Hardon hits hard. Not as hard as our guest tonight, but he hits hard. So that's going to be the next Canelo Alvarez. Guys are going to build up slowly. They're going to throw him a whole bunch of ham and eggers, and eventually he's going to get a title shot.
Ham and eggers, is that an official term?
Ham and eggers. Okay. I've heard that before.
Boxing During Dinner's coin that we're going to trademark.
Colonel Bob Sheridan, I think, said it.
We're trademarking that.
But you know what? But something that really pissed me off this week.
Tell us. Let's hear about it.
And we're going to talk about more things that'll piss us off, because something obviously pissed me off regarding our guest tonight, that he's getting screwed basically. But something that also got me pissed off: Tim Bradley gets stripped. So Eric Morales could fight Jorge Barrios, who the last person he hit was a pregnant woman that he ran over while he was drunk.
Yeah,
and he got exonerated.
Unsanctioned fight.
Right?
that's not good.
So they're gonna put Morales in against Barrios so he can get his 4th title in 4 divisions.
That's stupid.
I mean, what kind of BS?
Well, they didn't strip him. They made him champion in recess.
Come on,
whatever that means.
That's bullcrap.
So the WBC was. Again,
recess my ass. He just fought a couple months ago.
They're not nearly as bad as the WBA, but come on,
they're all bad.
The guy fought 6 months ago, and now that's unreal. And Manny Pacquiao fights twice.
I mean, Tim Bradley turned down a fight against Amir Khan, who's another champion, and you're gonna strip him for that?
That's all I got. I'm sure. I'm sorry.
He has lettuce in his mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's some crap. But you know what? Let's get right to our guest. Our guest tonight. And Carol's going to stand up and welcome him.
Yeah.
Is 2-time world champion Randall Bailey. Randall, sit down and welcome to Boxing During Dinner. Thanks for coming.
Glad to be here.
I know you had to drive a little bit to get here, but you get salad.
No, we're going to talk about Carol sabotage this one.
You get some salad for being here.
Oh, there it is. Right on top. Check that out. I mean, the same thing as the champ. It's the closest I'll ever get.
I hope you like the cranberries like David does.
Take the chicken.
But I think in boxing, there's maybe like one more person, and that's Freddie Pendleton that I've known longer than Randall. I've known Randall before I was even covering boxing. I think I was in high school. I had a rough stash. I looked Mexican.
He was a groupie way back in the day.
I used to be a big Randall Bailey fan, and hey, you know what? I had a good eye for it because I told him from the start that he was going to be a champion, and he was. So, Randall, from your career up to now, you're known as the knockout king. What are your 2 favorite knockouts?
Put him on the spot. You didn't even tell me you were going to ask that
I
question.
don't even think I had them yet. I've had some good ones, but it was
No Gato Figueroa? Because that was a pretty good one.
That was alright.
No Carlos Bolillo
If I would
Gonzalez?
have did that that was a good one, but I knew I was gonna do it. I want one that's totally unexpected.
Nice, and that may be coming soon, but
That's a segue to a question we've got, a fight that would be a knockout that might be unexpected in the eyes of some. Now talk to us a little bit about a fight that you were supposed to have twice now with Andre Berto, who was the champion at welterweight. Now he's going to be fighting Jan Zavik, I guess, so more or less Berto's getting the shot that should have been yours. And you'll be fighting on that same card on September 3rd.
well, yeah, Randall was supposed to fight John Zavik. I mean,
John Zavik.
he's the mandatory challenger. In the rankings, they have him as number 2. They have they have nobody rated there. What kind of crap is that?
They take their time when they putting the rankings on the internet, but everybody know I'm number 1. And for Berto to want to step on my toes and get in my eyesight was very bad.
And you could be as candid as you want on Boxing During Dinner. This isn't HBO or ESPN. You could just let loose, man.
Let Dan Raphael
tell me how
have the
you really
G-rated
feel.
stuff. We want to
Tell me how you really feel, because it's a title shot you should have gotten. Because you were impressive against Bonsu, the guy that was well loved in Belgium, as you told me. You suplexed and powerbombed Saeed Ali out of the ring, basically. You know, it was a no contest, but you were gonna win the fight. You had already dropped him. And yet Andre Berto, who just gets beat by Victor Ortiz, gets an immediate title shot. That has to piss you off.
Yeah, it pissed me off real bad. But I gotta maintain my composure and stay professional. And eventually he's gonna get his just due. Trust me.
And you're fighting in one of the hottest divisions in boxing. Actually, the hottest division in boxing. You got Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Those guys up there in the division, what do you think about them? Do you think Victor Ortiz even has a shot against Floyd Mayweather?
I think he has a shot. I think he has a great shot at beating Floyd. Floyd doesn't seem focused right now. He's doing a lot of partying, and I think that's where his mind state at. You know, I think he's really just fighting to cover his ends right now. You know, and he just don't seem like he really interested in fighting. Only fighting because he have to.
Yeah, he's been punching people at outside of clubs and stuff.
Yeah, allegedly. And he's also 10 years on the wrong side of this fight. And this is the first time that Mayweather's taken on somebody who's younger than him in several years now. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Ortiz, and we could talk, the semantics of it. I think Ortiz is lacking something that it would take to beat Mayweather, and that's a jab. But again, he's a southpaw who can punch. And I thought an interesting statistic is that Ortiz has never fought an opponent that he hasn't knocked down. And I think that's an incredible testament to his power and everything. But I like talking Randall Bailey. I mean, his opinion on that makes it a little bit more legit than if we say so.
Well, only thing that I could see being a problem for Ortiz, he might not be afraid in this fight.
Right.
And normally, you could see the fear in him when he's fighting, and that's like his best asset. He's more focused when he's afraid of the guy that's in front of him. And I don't think he's going to be afraid of Floyd, and that might leave some openings for Floyd.
So if you think Ortiz has a good shot against Floyd Mayweather, then you think Pacquiao definitely has a great shot against Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, I picked Pacquiao in a fight with Floyd anyway. I stood next to Floyd in Belgium, and he didn't impress me at all with his presence or anything.
And Manny Pacquiao's been destroying some people. I mean, I still pick Floyd just because of his hand speed and his boxing skills. But I mean, if there's anybody, I don't think Victor Ortiz will pretty much touch him. I mean, unless he catches him early. But Pacquiao definitely could.
Well, Ortiz's size is gonna play a big role in the fight, and how he uses his size could open Floyd up.
That's true.
If he doesn't go forward and he outbox Floyd and make Floyd come forward, he got him.
And Ortiz definitely looked big against Andre Berto.
The weight is a very good point because Mayweather comes in, post hydration and around low 150s, and Ortiz fought at 165 on the night against Berto. That's not to mention the weight advantage, but he's also a harder hitter than Mayweather. Mm-hmm. And frankly, he might be the hardest hitter at welterweight after only one fight there, with the exception of our guest tonight. Might be one of the 2 or 3 hardest hitters in that division.
I asked to fight Victor, but they said no.
No, I'm sure they didn't want it, especially after Maidana knocked him out. But, Victor Ortiz, like we were saying, looked a lot bigger than Andre Berto in that fight. Now, how mad does it make you that Andre Berto stepped on your toes and took that fight from you? I'm going to push Randall until he says, Andre Berto.
Because let's talk about that.
He's a bum.
Well, let's talk about that because Zavik is not the kind of person who's going to test Berto's chin, and we know that. And Victor Ortiz was not somebody that they thought was going to either because they figured he didn't have the heart to fight with Berto. So would you say that Randall Bailey is a fighter being avoided by a fighter like Andre Berto?
Yes, I would say I was avoided by him, but he put himself in to position that he got himself in, and now if he don't fight me after he wins, if he wins, he's gonna look like a real coward. Mm-hmm. Which I think he's gonna I think he's gonna relinquish the belt and let me fight somebody else and go on and try to fight.
Yeah, and claim for a bigger money fight.
That's more than likely what will happen. Hopefully the IBF doesn't screw Randall then.
Yeah.
But something that you've done, I guess recently, that's very impressive. When you fought Arango and lost that fight, and a lot of people thought that was the end of Randall Bailey. And then you come out and you knocked out Jackson Bonsu over in his hometown. Talk about that will that you have to go back to that position.
I think I wore out my welcome at 140, and I was just drained making the weight. Even 2 months before the fight, I was having problems with the weight. Whenever I got down to 150, that was it. I couldn't do nothing else.
Yeah, and that was a fight I thought you would win, and you had him knocked out, but you could tell that the weight was affecting you.
Arango on his best day could not beat me when I'm strong. And this guy done did numerous rounds in the gym, and I'm saying it's like playing with a baby. There was no way anybody ever thought that he could win that fight, but nobody knew my situation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but to take nothing away from him because he is a friend of mine, he did a great job.
So is 47 the weight for you, or do we at some point see you up to 54?
I doubt I'm going up to 54, but 47 is great for me.
The very political Randall Bailey. he could run for commissioner or mayor after this.
Right.
He keeps it.
He is, cool, man. He's a professional in and out.
I would have been a little more nasty towards Berto and Zavik.
They're bums.
So I guess that's it for Boxing During Dinner for this week.
Don't miss Randall's fight on September 3rd on undercard.
September 3rd.
From Biloxi, Mississippi. And we got to give credit once again to our food sponsors tonight. Thanks so much for coming through. Let them know.
The joint, and we're gonna put their address and their number there.
Look them up.
And of course the beautiful Barbie. I mean, this girl is gorgeous. How many hits are we gonna get because of her?
Hopefully over 1,000 this time again.
Hopefully over 1,000 again.
Well, hold on. You're gonna say it's because of her and not Randall Bailey? I think this is bread and butter here. Peanut butter and jelly.
2-time champion, future champion, and a really hot
us
bottom.
And Carol. I mean, why not?
and Carol, who got us over 1,000 views.
Yeah, she was the first ever. She's our champion.
She's the pioneer. There she is.
Beautiful. Hang out the side. All right, guys, check us out. You have any questions, you can email us at boxingduringdinner@gmail.com. Also look us up on Twitter at boxduringdinner, and Facebook, we've got a group there as well under Boxing During Dinner.
If you want to bash Andre Berto for Randall, since he didn't have much to say except that
I
he's
don't
a bum.
mind. Say whatever you want to say to him.
But you can write to us, and we'll have our website really soon. I know we've been telling you.
10 days. You got that
This
promise.
guy's working on it.
10 days. You see, I'm putting it up here. 10 days, you'll have a website, boxingduringdinner.com.
So catch us next week on episode 17. We're going to have an interview with Ed Paredes, who's fighting very soon at the Hard Rock. So see you then, and we'll leave you with Barbie.